Okay. This is the audio-only recording of sqlc that will be used for the O'Reilly course. It is available online. If you did miss the live talk through, you should get all of the valuable information here. I do have sqlc pre-installed on this computer. You can see right here, it is just a CLI tool with a variety of commands that you can use on your tool. To start out, there's a couple of configs you need. If you're just starting out, you can run sqlc init. That command will create this sqlc.yaml file for you. This is the config file that defines where your queries are being generated, what is the schema, your database engine, and then, of course, the location of the generated files. Once you have this set up, you can run the generate command. If you are testing something out, there are a couple other commands that are helpful. First is sqlc diff. That will show if there's any difference. I haven't actually changed anything. And the other one is sqlc compile. This will tell you if you have valid SQL. No errors came out, so it's valid SQL. Now that we have everything configured and set up, and we've done a quick overview of the tool, let's talk about the SQL you need to use to set this up. We have this defined in the queries package under user. So this uses sqlc syntax to generate Go functions that will interact with the user's table. This will create the function getUser. It will only select one user that is here. This will create a function called updateUser. This is an exec method, and it will either create using an insert or do the Postgres method on conflict update, or in this case do nothing. And then the delete user is another exec, which again deletes it. If you need to use additional methods, the kinds of queries are defined again by the second half of the colon, and the documentation online can tell you additional methods for using this. So now that we have our config set up, we understand the tool, and we've gone through the SQL that it's going to use to generate our Go functions. Let's go ahead and generate some Go functions. We do that by running sqlc generate. Again, no errors came out. We can see that if we open the database directory, which again is what we defined in our config, we had 3 files created. The first file that created is users.sql, and this is directly identical to what we had before, right? It took the SQL statements that we've created, and it just wraps them in functions. Notice how getUsers uses query row, which will return a single instance instead of multiple rows, and the others use exec exactly like we told them to. The next thing that it created is here in models. These are structs that define essentially the rows. So in our users, we have these 3 items in rows, and in the additional tables, we have multiple items in the rows. And then last thing, we have the database, db.go, and this is going to create an interface that can be used for accessing your database. Great for mocking in tests. for creating transactions, for creating a new database instance, right? This would be your connection, and for your queries. This again is just the wrapper on the interface. Very simple to use, all generated, and you use it with SQL. This is a very popular tool, and I hope that you use it in your web service development.